I'm going to run you through some tests, okay? Because you did admit to drinking tonight, correct?
Yeah.
All right, if it was just one drink, you shouldn't have any issues, okay?
Right.
Do you remember when that was?
This was like when she came out and I said, I am so sorry.
When ordinary family moments spiral out of control, shocking choices put lives at risk. In one case, minors were left alone while their parents partied, forcing authorities to intervene.
So you're saying you were gone for 3 hours?
I left at 1 minute and she said yes.
In another, a parent's reckless driving sparked a tense showdown with law enforcement. Yet these actions don't go unnoticed. Police body cameras capture it all. Here are some moments when these mothers' secrets are exposed on camera.
I don't know what those are.
Okay, so you had the right to remain silent.
Officers responded after a 12-year-old reported that her mother had allegedly used a power drill to harm her. And on July 20th, 2024, the incident led to the mother being taken into custody within a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
My hands are all sticky from the lollipops.
Okay, I'm gonna do this right away and get this out of the way. Okay, so can you just come up into the face this computer for me and put your hands behind your back? Right now you're being arrested for child. I'm gonna read you your rights and talk to you and tell you explain what everything's going on, okay?
Okay.
Put your hands together like you're praying.
Yes. May I throw this out?
Yeah, I'll take it.
just
Just
drop
drop
it.
it. There you go. Don't be sorry. Those aren't too tight, are they?
No, sir.
Okay.
43 Charlie Show, 44 outside, 10:15.
Alright, and since the CPI is going to be in here, she's going to need to hear what we talk about. So I'm going to have you sit on this brown stool for a little bit.
Of course.
Okay?
Thank you.
Alright. Have you ever been read your rights, Jacqueline?
I don't know what those are.
Okay, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Whatever you need to know, I will answer.
Okay.
I'm completely compliant. I'm actually really shocked at this. So please, if any information you can give me, I will cooperate.
Detectives learned from the daughter that her mother had allegedly used a power drill on her, leaving a painful bleeding mark when she tried to remove the screw. Once the woman realized she was in big trouble, she minimized the situation, acting as though nothing serious had happened and brushing off the gravity of the charges.
So, do you know why you're being arrested right now?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, not a clue?
You said child.
Yeah.
Would you please explain that?
Okay, so the event that took place about 2 weeks ago at your house inside the PC room, game area?
The media room?
Media room,
as
okay.
they say, yes.
Yeah. I guess you guys were holding pictures or putting pictures up in the room.
Okay.
Can you explain more? Just to hear what your side of the story?
Was this about screwing?
Yeah, with the screwdriver.
This is the reason why?
Would there be a different reason?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what happened was we were having a good day. And nobody was having an argument, and I was not intoxicated at all. Because when I said...
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to know if you remember what day this happened.
And it didn't happen 2 weeks ago. It happened recently.
This past weekend?
May I show you? Okay, anyways. So, this is so crazy. Okay, so we were hanging up pictures in the media room. And everything was, like, really good. And I said, guys, look, if you're going to take the day, it was probably like Friday, Saturday. I could probably recall the day. It was a weekend because we didn't take the day off of camp at all. So it was probably Saturday. And
Saturday, like 6 days ago, or?
no, I still have the bruise.
What do you mean the bruise?
So we were hanging up pictures, and so when I was when I was going and doing the pictures, they all stood back. Is it straight? Is it not? And I was screwing in screws into the wall. Okay, so I can't believe this is the reason.
Are you losing your train of thought?
No, I'm not. I'm just so sad that I'm going to go to jail for this. That's okay.
The woman insisted it was just a joke, pointing to past incidents as a way to downplay her actions, leaving everyone to wonder how a mother could behave in such a shocking manner.
We were all doing it, and we were all... So the media room, we were doing a library in it. Mm-hmm. So we were putting all the books on the shelf and putting them in order.
Oh, nice.
And it was a good time because I wanted to have her own spot to sit down and read, and then I had the other two desks over there with the computers, so that the other two could have computers that they wake up every day at 5 a.m. to play their video games. They said something about, let's put up pictures of all the family. Okay, we found the pictures, I put them up, no problem. Are they straight? Okay, it wasn't a big deal. Anyways, the drill was loaded. So put the screw into the drill. And I honestly did not know. I did not know.
You didn't know what?
That the screw was in the drill.
But didn't you tell the drill?
Yeah, all the time. There was about 7 pictures.
Okay.
So
then if you were telling her to load the drill, why would you not think that there was a drill bit in there, on the drill?
the drill bit was on there, but the screws are not supposed to be preloaded because what if it falls and then the baby could get it and all that? It doesn't matter. It happened. Okay. So she put the drill about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, an hour later. We were all done with the pictures. That whole thing was over. I was putting everything away. And as I was walking out, he was going into the bathroom. And I go, have you ever, in this voice, honestly, it was a joke. Have you ever been screwed before? In that voice. I don't know if they, I mean, come on.
I was just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she goes, I don't know, but anyways, I just went, doop, 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 because my ex did that to me and nothing happened.
So you think it's okay the way
I didn't know there was a screw in there. And there was a preloaded screw, and because it was new, it didn't fall out. It was magnetized. And usually what happens is a screw, when you pick up a drill, it falls out all the time.
The woman kept trying to minimize the situation, insisting it wasn't serious, and attempting to make the incident seem like something trivial.
Once it happened, she started panicking so bad, and I was scared. And I said, do you want me to take it out? I'm so sorry, I don't know. And she goes, no, just leave me alone. And I left her alone. I went back into the room, and I'm telling all the girls, oh my gosh, this is bad. And the screw went into her.
Do you know what cheek it was?
What?
Do you know what cheek outside?
Yes. The left side.
The left side.
Because if I may demonstrate, she was like this going into the bathroom, and I'm like, have you ever been screwed before? And that's all I did. And
what's the jit mean? What do you mean?
That's what I was pushing, the because the light goes on. It was not supposed to touch, and it wouldn't have touched because the screw went in very little. If it wasn't if it was just the drill bit, it wouldn't have touched her. Just like always construction workers did to me. It's not a big deal, but it did. It made contact, and it left a mark.
Did it bleed at all?
Yes.
And you didn't help at all?
I helped.
Okay, I'm sorry you said that you didn't do anything after. That's why I was like,
I mean, I sat down because she said, go away. So she closed the door, and I did. I sat down in the media room with the other two, and I was like, I don't know. I was remorseful because it honestly was not a thing that I did on purpose. This was not something that I did on purpose.
She dismissed the harm, insisting it wasn't serious, and repeatedly claimed that she never intended for anyone to get hurt, trying to make her actions seem harmless despite the evidence.
okay, and then allegations of hitting. How would you hit him?
Just like I was taught.
And that was?
And that was in slapping or on the head or anything like that.
What do you mean, like how you were taught?
I was physically as a kid, and even though my parents did mean well, I know that, but I never did as much as they ever did. And
What do you mean? I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
as in, I never hit them without a reason for them just to learn. It was never out of rage. And that's what I'm saying. And to show that I did not mean anything, and I didn't know that this would do such a big damage, I did it to myself. And days after, every day, this is why I know it's not. Days after, I'm like, how'd you sleep? Even yesterday, because of her foot, I gave her an ice pack on her foot. How'd you sleep? She goes, okay. I go, did your hurt? She goes, I say, they curse at home, and I do as well. And so I said, did your hurt? She goes, no, not really. And she goes, can I see yours? And I did it as well to myself. May I show you?
No, it's okay. You don't have to, unless you want to see it.
I would like to see.
So this is the context. And I just went and I said, oh my gosh, I had no idea, because no one has ever made contact with me. So there was no screw in my drill when I did it. But I just went pop, 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 just like that. Probably more range because of my arm. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This was not.
Do you remember when that was?
This was like when she came out and I said, I am so sorry. I did not mean for it to make
That same day or so?
Oh my gosh, like right after she came out of the bathroom.
Even though she tried to downplay the incident and make it seem insignificant, she ultimately couldn't escape the consequences of her actions.
That's what I mean, it's unlocked.
Just gonna make sure.
Sure.
Right in the seat.
The woman was charged with child. This first shocking event was just the beginning, revealing patterns of neglect and dangerous behavior that would surface again.
I understand what I did.
Okay.
Not right, but
So
what is an extended,
On July 27, 2023, officers were called to investigate a report of involving a minor. After several hours, they were able to make contact with the mother, who later came in for questioning.
Alexa? Okay, could you come with us, please?
Are you dad? Yeah, we're dad. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be a few minutes, if you don't mind hanging out.
Yeah, I can hang out. Just here to support her and bring her down.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. So.
All
All right. I'm back. Okay. Just so you're aware, our cameras are on. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
Direct you upstairs here. Some chairs on my desk. We're not all squeezed in.
Okay, because of the circumstances, you're at the PD, you're in the interview room, I have to advise you of your rights. It's a bit of a formality, but it's something I have to do. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
I do.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now? Okay, so...
I am getting a lawyer, but yeah.
Sure, okay, so...
Do you want to have them here, or you said you kind of already know what's going on, right? So I kind of explained it to you on the phone,
Right.
Right.
What is your guys' what's the definition of extended?
What do you mean extended?
Like extended period of time. I understand what I did.
Okay.
Not right, but
So
what is an extended like?
So the statute varies.
What is
There's factors that go into it. There's the totality of what's called the totality of the circumstances. I mean, for one, the mental state of the child itself, the age.
Just speaking of her, like literally minutes, like the entire time. I was gone for 3 hours. That's what is your definition of extended?
So you're saying you were gone for 3 hours?
I left at 1 the night she was asleep. Yes.
What? Sorry, when?
She was like around 1, I'm assuming.
And what time? Like in the afternoon, morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be honest with you. That's not what we. Okay.
I did leave the night before I came back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was still.
No, they were not. They were. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying you left at 1, but you came back?
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to my neighbor. She lives right next door to me, and told her, I was like, hey, keep an eye on them. She was in the shower when you guys were there, and I was like, how did you miss that? And yeah,
I mean, then,
that's why I was asking.
How did you miss that?
My neighbor,
Okay.
my next door neighbor. We were best friends in high school. She happens to be my neighbor, and
Okay.
I told her like, hey, I'm keeping an eye on them. I'll be right. I planned on being right back, but.
The officer stated the rules and questioned her about the house and what had been found. Late-night messages surfaced, and her story began to waver.
But
Okay. So in generally speaking, a 9-year-old cannot take care of a 2-year-old.
No,
It might be left unattended, right?
sure.
So that's where the charge comes.
Legally, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
legally.
Yeah,
Yep.
legally.
And given the conditions that the house was in,
Mm-hmm.
right? The fact that the 2-year-old was soiled, she had urinated through her diaper, through her clothes, and been an extended period of time, clearly since the diaper had been changed, right? Reasonably so, right?
Yeah. And her dad bought her size 3 diapers because he's a dumbass. She wears size 5 diapers.
Okay.
So that also doesn't help. But
Sure,
no, absolutely,
but you understand where we're coming from.
absolutely,
Okay.
100%.
Cannabis is illegal, but there's a cannabis pipe that's on the couch. There's burnt cigarettes that are also on the couch. There's,
Yeah, sure, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that went
No, of
into
course.
the investigation, and unfortunately,
That's
we have to take action as law enforcement officers.
Right.
We
Yeah,
have
mandated
to,
report. No, I understand, absolutely.
and we as officers have that right to then take children into protected custody and notify DCFS if there's no way for them to be cared for at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's exactly what we did. So we've been on the phone, we were on the phone, and correct? And they helped take care of the girls occasionally. So have you been contacted by DCFS at all
No.
yet? Or have you been in contact with or?
I've tried to call her multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
DCFS is obviously going to have an investigation.
Well, of course, yeah.
So and I'll lay this out to you, okay? So we speaking when we first got there.
Mm-hmm.
If you were home.
I just.
Okay. Well, I mean,
No, I know,
we
I know.
saw like the messages and
Right,
stuff,
yeah,
and everything
yes.
there, but we also saw the Snapchat at midnight.
That was, and then I came home literally. Like
What time did you come home in the morning?
I was picking my cousin up. She works at Central Avenue Tech in
Okay.
Edward. She got off around like 1, and she goes back down early, dropped her off, and went home. And they were asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. They were up for a while, so they obviously slept in.
During questioning about her movements and timing, her answers wavered, and scattered details left her story unsteady.
So after you dropped her off at 1, about what time would you say you got back?
Last night?
What would have been this morning?
No, I mean, technically, I guess, but like, I dropped my cousin off at home. She lives 5 minutes away from me, and went home with her. Directly home. But no, I talked to her right before like, around like 1 today, p.m., and hey, I'll be right back, because that was the plan. And here we are.
So once you got back, what'd you do after that? Once you got after dropping her off,
I went home, went to sleep.
and then did you leave again
At 1 in the afternoon, the next day, yes.
on the afternoon?
The next day, yes.
So today.
Yeah.
Okay, so you left at 1.
So does
but-
me is gone all night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So who
Absolutely
who
not,
can
no.
confirm what you're telling us? Okay.
Absolutely.
Because you understand where.
That
we're
makes a
working.
complete difference. Her
Right.
thinking, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And no,
Because I mean that's how it appears, given the circumstances of.
that's not. No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
I'm
No, I
telling
know.
you
I
for-
get that.
for
I
our
get that. And
investigation,
her
you know,
assuming that. Yeah, no, yeah. But
she's asleep or she's awake when you left. She's asleep when you got home.
Yeah.
She's still asleep when you left
they were
again.
not. Both of them. Yeah, they were up.
So when she wakes up,
I mean,
she has
I
no
woke her
idea.
up. No, I woke her up, but she's half asleep. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
But she said they had not eaten anything.
I have plenty of food in my house. She wanted me to bring her Taco Bell, and that's really what
Sure,
she
I
was
saw, I saw the Taco Bell.
Yeah, she wanted Taco Bell, that's why. I have plenty of food in my house. She had plenty of access to food. That's not a problem. No.
Okay.
So,
Well, the problem is she's 9 years old.
no, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That makes a huge difference. I mean, wrong is wrong regardless, but I'm not that no.
So, we've never met you, so
No, I
we don't
know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we get there and she's distraught, so yes, like think about what we're walking into, walking
Oh,
into.
yeah. Yes,
you know?
yes. And she's a 9-year-old girl that literally was just speaking. Like, you've seen that. I don't know.
Right, but I mean, like you acknowledged. Doesn't
Wrong
matter.
is wrong. No, absolutely.
Doesn't matter
Absolutely.
if it's 15 minutes
Absolutely.
or if it's
Right.
15 hours, as it appeared.
No.
Right.
No. But 15 minutes.
Right.
Right.
Has stuff like this happened before?
No.
Is it?
Yeah. We'll sit with
Watch
each other's
the kids.
kids. I'll sit with her kids. Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's in an apartment.
Yeah. Literally my next door neighbor. We were best friends in high school.
Does she have kids?
She has 2 girls.
About the same age or
They're a little bit older than mine, but yeah.
a little bit younger?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that would have come and gone from that, or did you have anybody else with you, or?
I dropped my cousin off, and
Yeah.
no.
But nobody else came back to the apartment or
No.
anything like that? Okay. Was that a last minute thing to go pick her up, or was that?
No.
Okay.
She didn't have a car, got struck at work, and yeah, that was definitely last minute. And next time you're gonna find Uber, I don't know.
Was Allie aware that you were going to be leaving that night to take care of the kids?
Yeah.
Okay. You talked to her about it specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next
Like through text or through phone conversation, or just
No, I just knocked on the door. Yeah.
Okay. And she was up at 1 a.m.?
Yeah. Well, I heard her kid crying, and so I knew she was up, so just ran over there. I mean, like I said, we were best friends in high school. And she messaged me on Facebook, was like, "Hey, I think you're your neighbor." So like, it's nice, you know.
Does he watch your kids pretty often? Or-
I wouldn't say often, but like if we're gonna run somewhere
You
or
just say-
whatever,
just
yeah, I
say,
mean she's right
okay.
next door, you know.
Questions focused on her past involvement and recent movements. Timelines shifted, explanations faltered, and her story became uncertain under scrutiny.
Do you have any other open DCFS cases?
No.
Okay.
No.
We just saw a DCFS letter that was right there in the doorway.
That was
I didn't
old.
read it.
No, that was old, and it was an unfounded case.
Okay.
So
Do you remember the circumstances of that?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it was unfounded. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so just going back through. You go to pick her up. Your cousin.
Yep, the second one. Mm-hmm.
At 1 o'clock from the bar in Bettendorf, Central Town.
Right over the bridge. Yep. Yeah. She got clothes right down on there. There was
And where does she live? Where you drop her off?
like probably 5, 10 or so. She lives East Moline.
East Moline?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dropped her off and then went.
Well,
How long do you think that whole thing took? From going to pick her up at 1-ish. The bar's closed at 1?
she got clothes on early, so yeah. Like 30 minutes. I ran the trash out with her, and we immediately left and dropped her off. Didn't even get out of the car. I usually got put in park and went home.
So you'd say you were at home like maybe like 1:30.
1:45ish, yeah. 13.
They have decent cameras at the.
At the bar? Yeah.
No, I mean at the apartment complex, Highland Manor.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So they'll be able to see coming and going, times, confirm what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay. What was wrong with the car?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Her boyfriend is dealing with that as we speak. I hit a deer and it my car up.
So just when you got back, you just went to bed pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
And the girls were asleep at that time? What time do you think you woke up today?
I'm not sure. Not really, honestly. From
Where were the girls sleeping in the house? Were they in the living room or upstairs? Okay, on the couch. Both of them?
probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're snuggle buddies.
And what time did you said you left at 1 o'clock today?
Around that time, yeah.
And where did you go this afternoon?
Where did I go this afternoon? I was supposed to let her take my car, and she was supposed to drop me back off at home. I was letting her borrow my car.
Who was her? Okay.
Yeah.
So she was going to borrow your car today.
Yeah, take it and drop me back off at home.
Okay. And then what happened?
It stalled out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is that at?
It was like shortly leaving her apartment.
Okay. And you just only.
Yeah, it was not far.
Where were you at when we started talking?
I had walked to her apartment.
You were at her apartment in East Moline?
Yeah, East
Okay.
Moline. I would have just walked home if I knew, but I mean, that would have been a hell of a walk, but still.
Who was the ride that you said you were going to get? You said that you had a ride, but then
With my friend, but he had to go to work, and so thankfully my dad is in town.
Where's your dad from?
He's from here, but he just took a job out in Colorado, and he's
Okay.
in town for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
The number that we're communicating on, that's the best number to contact you?
That's my cell phone,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you're going to be getting a call from DCFS? Okay.
Of course.
Because as of right now, there's a safety plan in place. Okay.
The officer explained that decisions about care were still unfolding. Questions remained over arrangements and oversight, leaving her uncertain about what would come next.
No, I understand.
No, I haven't signed one, so there's not a safety plan set in place.
DCFS is done a safety plan. I can get you a contact number for the caseworker.
No,
there's-
yeah. I'm just, what does that entail?
They will conduct their investigation and determine whether or not, basically, that you're fit to take care of them at that point, right? So until that point, until they make their final decision, and it goes to court, then they...
Court?
Well, not necessarily the criminal case, but the family court matter. So they decide and they get an order for the children to go into different custody. That's kind of where things are at as of now. So that has nothing to do with us. That's DCFS, right? And we are, like you said,
And I guess they can
mandatory
do
reporters.
safety recommendations and they can recommend all they want, but there's not a safety plan.
Well, Dylan was also involved. Dylan was here.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dylan showed
And made it sound real good, of course.
Well, I didn't speak with him.
Okay.
I mean, just gave him the synopsis
Of
of what's
course,
going on,
yeah.
right? You guys had 50-50?
I have custody, he has visitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
50-50.
you guys have copies of that paperwork somewhere?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's where things are at now. Like I said, you're going to be contacted by DCFS in the future. I can't say when.
It has to be within 24 to 48 hours. I'm not
And I'm sure they will contact you soon, tomorrow before the weekend. So.
Yeah. But as is a safety plan, but like there's no safety plan in place because nothing was signed by both parties. So like those kids.
So I can't speak to the practices of DCFS.
No, I mean I can. I know. I'm familiar. Like I've never personally had one. They can recommend.
But there's
it
also
or-
emergency circumstances where things have to be done without parental consent on both
No,
sides.
yeah, and I'm not. Yeah.
So, and given the circumstances and the facts that we have leading up to this, that's where things are at.
Okay, so what's up with my youngest daughter then?
The plan is that right now that they're both in the care of.
That's not her dad.
Well, she's with your mom now. Both of them
She
are
has
staying.
a dad, and that's not. See, there is no safety. You understand what I'm saying? There is no. That's not a safety plan. That's not what they would do.
That's the plan that we have in place.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Not we, but DCFS.
she can go with her dad. She don't even. Yeah, she has a dad.
Well,
But
you can talk to DCFS about that one.
well,
Okay.
I would have to talk to my mom.
Okay.
That's not a safety. That's not.
Again, I mean, we can split hairs on what the verbiage is or what the course of action is, but that's where things are as of
No,
now.
and I get that. Yeah.
So, anything else?
You guys conduct. Yeah, do what you gotta do, and I'm sure they will too. But
Okay, so we're gonna do all we're gonna do all the booking here, and then we'll give you a court date.
It's not like the old
Yeah.
days where you sit
Yeah.
in jail for misdemeanor. This is
Yeah, we just.
not that I want to go to jail or anything, but that's crazy. I don't know. When they pass that, that'd be first of the year.
These laws came into effect about 2019.
Kind of feel like not good.
Not that bad.
Not quite.
No, but like bad.
Crimes
and
against
stuff.
people, felonies, still very good.
Really?
Mhm.
I see. I
Domestic
see
battery still
They
very
do. Is it? They make it sound bad. Like you can. I don't know. I see stuff on the news or like people on videos that are like, you can in Illinois, you can do break whatever, and not go to jail.
That's not really the case.
I would hope not.
So,
No.
Yeah, so
I would
we'll
hope not.
go downstairs, we'll get through the paperwork, and then you'll be free to leave. You'll have a court date.
When will that be?
We'll get you that. Yes, you gotta, like I said, fill out all the paperwork.
Okay. So you have a court date on the 28th of August. If you'd come over here, please, and sign. You read here. This is just goes over explaining everything. You know, you're no bond. You're just gonna have it's just that a notice that you're to appear on the 28th.
Questions, comments, concerns, something?
Okay. We'll let you out the back. Do we all front?
Yeah.
The woman was charged with 2 counts of the life or health of a child. After one mother left her offspring alone for hours, another case emerged where a minor's safety was seriously endangered. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps the channel and lets us keep bringing you more content.
I'm going to be going over to
On March 5, 2024, in Palatka, Florida, authorities were called to check on the well-being of a very young girl after concerns arose about her care.
Because they were worried about the baby.
because she's throwing a tantrum.
No, well, more they wanted to make sure the baby was okay and that you were okay.
I'm fine. I'm trying to find emergency housing.
Here, let's walk over here so we're not right in front of everybody talking. So what's the situation? What are you going through right now?
I'm going through a lot.
Like as far as housing, why are you looking for emergency housing?
Because I had a boyfriend who used to beat out of me and I don't want it around my kid.
So
Lee Conley will not take me.
Lee Conley won't take you?
No, because there was a conflict of interest to where one of their staff members told my husband where I was.
So Lee Conley, you've already dealt with them and they won't take you?
Right. I'm willing to do public assistance, public housing. I'm willing to do Mellon Manor. I don't have a ride.
Well, I know you didn't have a license for a while because we had an issue with that, so I remember that.
If you can please help me in any way.
Well, okay, so I've got our victim's advocate coming out. She's going to talk to you. She's going to bring some stuff for the baby.
Where?
She'll be coming over here. I was just on the phone with her when you walked to the bathroom. And I'll call her back and kind of update her on the situation. What was your first and last name again?
Jay Woods.
Jessica Woods, that's what it was. Okay.
I'm going to be going over to the H&R block.
Well, she's coming over here. She'll be here shortly. She was getting the bag together now. She was trying to figure out to get information on the baby.
I need emergency housing.
She might be able to help you and kind of steer me in the right direction as well. Lee Conley was actually what I was going to try to recommend, but obviously that's kind of not the.
You know, just because the baby cries doesn't mean that they're in trouble.
No,
I'm sure you have kids.
I do. I have a son and a stepdaughter.
I can't even believe this. Who called? Am I allowed to go to H&R Block? Am I allowed to
Well,
go?
I've got, like I said, I've got our victim's advocate coming out here that's going to try
Can
and
I
get you
sit
some
in the
stuff for the
car or
baby.
something? I'm freezing.
I don't want to sit you in the back of my car or anything, and I can't put you in the front. Let's walk over to this parking lot and buy my car at least. That way we're not out here.
I'm freezing, and I'm quite sure that we're the old people in there. We're the ones who called.
Well, I'm not sure who exactly called. All I know is they called and I came in and I spoke with the staff, and they kind of gave me a rundown of the situation.
Yeah, they fed us.
Yeah. So that's at least good. You got some food. The baby got some food.
Yeah.
After the initial welfare check, she was let go with support, though questions lingered. Later that day, the young girl arrived at the station with another woman, bringing a surprising turn to the case.
Jessica Woods.
Jessica
Woods.
Woods.
Jessica Woods. Do you know her?
She's a client at my office.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing this. I know that this is way outside of what
I'm a mom first.
I understand. So we really appreciate your help. We're going to get on the phone and we're going to take the steps to make sure that nothing like this happens to this child again. So we really appreciate your help, okay?
And just real quickly, just go ahead and tell me what transpired.
First, last night, she came in, I want to say 10 minutes before we was closing, and she had the baby with her. Both of them had no shoes on. The mom.
So,
her and Jessica walked in, and she asked me could I give her a new Emerald card, because her taxes had dropped, and she left it somewhere or something happened with it. So I got ready to put her stuff in, and I noticed the baby had took her diaper off. And she was like pointing at her private, like it was irritating her or something. So I was like, oh, maybe it's the diaper, kids get irritated or whatever. And she was like, she's not going to do that because I only have one diaper for her. So she put the diaper back on her. And it wouldn't, you know how the sticky side of the diaper, it wouldn't stick no more. So she like hit her. And was like, you should have did that. And I was like, what? So I called the police. Then I'm thinking, okay, I'll leave her with the police. They're going to do something about it. She knew one of the officers. His name was DJ. That's what she called him. And I told him, she struck the child and that, we're concerned at this point because every time she brings this little girl, the little girl barely have clothes on. So he said he was going to deal with it. We left. This morning I came 7 a.m. The mom, Jessica, was laying on the AC unit. And she was in a Dollar General's buggy. And it was drizzling. She was asleep and the baby was in there hollering. So then I said, do you want me to go to the store and get her some stuff and she can sit in here? And she was like, no. Do you have some money? I said, no, ma'am. I have money to get your daughter stuff. And she was like, no, you could just have her. I was like, ma'am. I said, no. I said, do you need help? Like, do you need me to call these people so they can help you? And she said, no, don't worry about it. And she snatched her daughter out the top part and slammed her in the bottom part. Then she went to Dollar General. And that's, I guess, why they had a police report this morning for Dollar General, her throwing stuff on top of the little girl. And she came back to our job. At this point, she's yelling at the customers in there to give her money. I said, ma'am, you gotta leave. Like, you have to leave now. She said, oh, I'm not leaving. And then took her in the bathroom, and she was hitting her. I don't know why. I don't know what she did, or a child can't do anything, but I'm just saying I don't know what the reason was. And she left out of there. When she left out of there, I called the police. I think the man that just came here, I waved him down in traffic. And I said, could you follow me? She's right there. And she literally pushed the buggy in the road and laughed about it. And then hurried up and grabbed it. And I'm like, is she crazy?
The woman informed them that things had gotten out of control, and someone had put the little girl in a risky situation. A bystander acted quickly, ensuring she was safe while authorities were alerted.
And I'm like, all the stuff she done did this baby, y'all should be charging her for that. So they said it was my word over hers. Okay. She came back. I see her walking back towards our job.
So now this was all last night?
No, this was all today.
Yeah, some of this is from today.
Yes. So she walking past the job with some other girl. And she said, come here, because I trust you, come here. So I'm like, oh my God. I asked 2 of my coworkers to walk out with me because I don't know what's in somebody's mind. And as I walked over there, she said, I'll give you, if you give me $500 right now, you can have it. I said, have what? She said, have her. And she put her down in the leaves. And I said, are you serious? At this time, the baby got up and she was getting ready to walk in the road. If you know Creel, it's a busy road. So she's getting ready, and I grabbed the baby and I picked her up and I said, I'm not giving you no money. She said, well, just have her because it's just too much for me. I said, what is too much for you? I said, do you need help? Again, I'm asking you, do you need help? And she said, no, I don't need help. I just don't want the baby. And I got the baby. I was crying. I walked across the street and I tried to wake her up. And I put her in my car and I told her she is going to be okay. This should not go on with a child.
We dealt with her this morning. We gave her clothing. We gave her a bag with all kinds of stuff. We called DCF.
Yes.
DCF went on scene and DCF did their thing and they left. So right now, he was trying to find her to arrest her.
I've been looking for her since I spoke to you earlier.
So, and
if you see her here, she hit her. It's right here.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
She elbowed her last night.
So that was from last night? Now you keep saying her. What is her name? Jessica Woods.
Because we did see a bruise on the we told DCF, but yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. Where you at with it? Like, I don't understand.
Well, we have somebody, supervisor coming now, and we should be able to take care of it. It will be taken care of right now. But we did make contact with her. Just want to let you know that it's not that we didn't do anything. We did make contact with her.
I knew about.
Our victim advocate gave
Hey,
her.
Perceiving. I have.
She drunk 3 cups of water. Okay. Because I gave her what I didn't know what she was allergic to, so I didn't give her no juice.
Okay.
But she ate a whole big bowl of oatmeal.
Okay.
And I fed her so because she was starving.
Yeah, I assume because earlier this morning they ate Coley's. They had a free meal at Coley's that someone, bought for them. I had taken them. I mean, you see the backpack. I slapped it full with
Yeah, she was trying to sell it.
Yeah, so I put stuff in there, and I even have another sippy cup and stuff. I need to just see. I know she said she's 18 months old, so I need to go out there and get another outfit for her. I will change her up. I will even wash her if I need to, because we have a shower here. Because it's probably going to be a few for DCF to come out here.
So will DCF let me take her home?
Probably not, but I don't know if you want to wait here the entire time. I can call John, which is the DCF supervisor.
I just don't want her to have to go through no system.
Oh, absolutely not. There might be a way. He might have to come out and look at your house, or he might. I don't know if you want to stay here. I don't know how long it is. I've been out on a call for 7 hours waiting for DCF, so we can work something out. We'll figure something out.
Now, they was willing to give her the money. They was like, whatever it takes for her to get away. Yeah. I was like, no, we're not enabling her.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was like, we're not enabling her, and we're not breaking the law for her either.
Law enforcement had been searching for Jessica, and after 2 days, they successfully took her into custody. With her in hand, investigators could start unraveling the full story behind the case.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, how many children do you have?
I have 2.
You have 2.
Yes.
What are those children's names?
One passed away, and one you guys have, my daughter.
What's your daughter's name?
Giovanna Chantel Woods.
How old is Giovanna?
Giovanna's 18 months old. She's my world, and I'm hers.
Okay. Where is Giovanna?
Giovanna was supposed to be returned to me last night by 6 p.m. I got called by the police and told the DCF got involved. I went and filed my taxes at H&R Block. While I was there, one of the members of my church filed my taxes for me. She asked me if she could keep my daughter overnight. She said she wanted to buy her some clothes. She know I just got out of an abusive marriage and I'm trying to get back on my feet. I just got a stable place to stay. We exchanged numbers. I told her I had to have her back by 6 p.m. She could only stay one night.
She wanted to keep her for a week. I told her, no way. I have 5 witnesses to this. Okay, the next thing I know, I got served with an order that was stating that I am not allowed to go to H&R Block. And any attempts that I made to contact her, I could not reach her. So when I called the DCF caseworker yesterday, he told me that he was supposed to meet me with my daughter, that for some reason he had her, which I'm not even understanding why, because the H&R Block employee, the one I go to church with, Giovanna, was supposed to be staying the night with her, one night.
Okay, and what's the worker that you go to church with? What's her name?
Her name's Crystal. I don't know what's her legal name. I can pull off everything in my phone. I know I thought she was a good lady. Apparently her and my sister are working together. She's the black girl with the pink hair.
And you don't know Crystal's last name?
To be honest with you, I'm having an anxiety attack. My child just got taken from me, and I'm a nurse, and I could be losing everything.
So how long have you known Crystal?
I've known her on and off for like 10 years.
Okay.
Like I said, she asked me several times. I told her multiple times, no, I don't like my child to go anywhere. She repeatedly asked me, she said, I can help you with clothing, I can help you get diapers, please let me help you. One of my friends was there, her name's Kimberly McLeod. She said, Jay, just get the help, you need it right now. I said, one night, only one night. And when she didn't return my call, I told her that I was going to call the police and report my daughter missing if she didn't produce my child.
Jessica's story was full of contradictions, tangled with family disputes and unclear plans, leaving investigators skeptical.
She was supposed to be returned to me yesterday by 6 p.m. So the day before.
Okay, so the day before yesterday, you gave
her permission to keep Gigi overnight until 6 p.m. the next day. That was to allow her to go shopping and get some clothes and stuff because she could use them. And I need the help right now. I'm just getting back on my feet. I just got out of an abusive marriage. I didn't want to even let my daughter go, and I should have followed my first mind. I have all her information in my phone. If I could look at it and give it to you. I didn't just give my child to somebody. She actually walked across the street to the house I was at and knocked on the door and asked this after I filed my taxes. Then I got a report that I was banned. So more than 5 times she asked me to keep my child.
Do you remember having a conversation where you asked this lady, supposedly Crystal with H&R Block, for money?
I never asked her for money. Why would I? I could get an advance on my taxes if I need.
So you never asked this worker or made any statements?
No, I went there to get a new card, and they were supposed to print me out one, and they didn't. So I was a little upset they didn't give me a new card. They mailed it, but I never asked anybody for money. I have income tax. Why would I?
Okay. When you said you don't know Crystal's last name?
I have everything in my phone. Like, I have not slept. I have not ate. I'm physically ill without my child.
Okay.
I secured housing for my baby so that she had a safe environment. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do, and I don't even know how this happened.
So, I mean, do you normally just...
I've never let my child stay out overnight, ever. Okay. Ever. This is the first time she stayed away from me. My daughter is my world. She's all I got, and I'm all she has. My sister is also friends with this Crystal. and my sister wants my child. And I can show you statements where she said that I need to go ahead and die from my lupus so she can get my Social Security check from my daughter.
No, what's your sister's name?
Her name's Amanda Donahue. All this was a plot. That's what I was trying to tell you. My sister called me yesterday at 3 p.m. and told me that I was going to be going to jail. And I said, why would I go to jail? And she was like, oh, you'll find out. And she hung up in my face. I had no idea none of this was going on.
So, you had no idea where your daughter was?
She was supposed to be in St. Augustine at the outlet getting new clothes and stuff. That's the only reason I allowed her to go, was because she asked me, she was like, Sister Woods, does Gigi have a godmama? Can you let me be her godmama? I want to go get this little girl some clothes.
The woman's story strained credibility, but the detective pressed on, determined to uncover the truth beneath her claims.
I did not get a return call. Whenever I got the ban from H&R Block, I sent a message and I let her know that if my child was not produced by 6 p.m. as agreed, that I would be calling the police and reporting her missing.
So did you call the police?
You guys had already issued a warrant for me. I was supposed to meet with a DCF worker this morning at 9 a.m. to bring me my daughter.
But you're saying that your child was supposed to be returned to you at 6 p.m. last night.
And when I called DCF...
So why did you not contact police last night?
Because DCF contacted me and told me they already had my daughter and that they were bringing her to me at 9 a.m.
So DCF contacted you yesterday?
Yes, I have all that in my phone. I needed the help. I've been going through DCF to try to get housing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I could use the help with the clothes and stuff. I never asked her for money. Never.
Okay.
But like I said...
You don't remember having a conversation about trying to sell Giovanna?
What?
I'm just
No.
asking. No.
No.
Okay.
I would never sell my child.
Okay.
No. I can't even believe that was even stated. My child is my life.
Okay.
If I lost her, I would myself. I can't live without my baby.
But yet you didn't call police last night.
I called DCF, who told, I thought y'all were together.
I mean, DCF is its own entity.
I had
Do you remember who you spoke to at
I have
DCF?
it all in my phone, yes. Can I have my phone so I can show you this?
Well, I don't have your phone. Okay.
The other officer does.
Yeah. So, but you don't remember the
It was
name?
a mail. It was a mail. I wrote all this information down. I have lupus. I have a brain tumor. I have a hard time remembering names.
Okay.
But I was told that DCF already had my daughter and that they were bringing her to me at 9 a.m. So I did not think that I had to call the police if she was in DCF's custody.
And that was this morning?
That was last night. Are y'all going to let me?
Jessica was charged with aggravated child and attempting to sell a minor. While one case exposed shocking choices affecting a young girl, another situation quickly escalated, testing officers' instincts as a driver's actions and condition raised immediate concern.
Okay, all right, I'm going to run you through one more test, all right? It's also going to test your balance, okay? Yeah. Once again, you don't have any injuries to your legs, your feet, anything like that, right?
Patrolman Christopher Gilmore of the Little Silver Police Department noticed a white 2023 Jeep drifting across the road on December 3rd, 2025, coming close enough to nearly strike his patrol car. Sensing something was wrong, officers initiated a traffic stop.
St. Paul's?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you coming from right now?
I'm coming from Locale.
You're coming from Locale?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you were just at right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you coming from Red Bank then?
I wasn't coming from Red Bank.
Yeah, that was Red Bank back there.
Honestly, I don't know my way. I'm in navigation.
Okay. How long ago were you at Locale?
About 10 minutes ago.
Okay. And which way did it take you?
It took me this way.
Okay. All right.
Following my nav.
Okay. What'd you do at Locale?
Just hung out with my friends.
Eating some food?
Yeah.
Okay. Drink any alcohol?
One drink.
What kind of drink?
Yeah.
Just one glass?
Yes.
What did they give it to you in a glass? Did they give you like a shooter?
Glass.
It was one glass? Okay. How long ago was that?
Probably about 30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, and just the one drink?
Yes.
That's all you had?
That's all I had.
Okay. All right. Do you know what's your highest level of education?
What do you mean?
Like, you went to school, right?
Yeah.
Did you graduate high school,
Yes,
college?
I did. College.
You went to college?
Yes.
Bachelor's degree?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you know your alphabet?
Yes.
All right. Can you say your alphabet from A to Z? Don't sing it though.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Okay. Are you good with numbers?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you to do anything too crazy, but I want you to count backwards from 82 to 69.
Okay, that's asking a little much.
You could take a few seconds if you need to in between numbers. 82 to 69. Just count backwards.
82, 81, 80. Are you serious with this?
Yeah. It's pretty simple. No, you don't want to complete the test?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't understand why there's...
Okay, so there's two reasons why I'm stopping you right now, okay? All right, first off, did you see me parked on the side of the road over there?
Did.
Okay, you came probably within 2 inches of my door, all right? There was no cars coming the other way. You easily could have moved over, okay? Luckily, you didn't hit me or my mirror, which is good, all right? But the main reason that I'm stopping you, all right, is right over there. After you passed me, you went down the wrong way. There's two signs on opposite sides of the road that said do not enter.
I don't know my way around here, honestly.
Okay.
So
you flew right through it. You didn't even slow down.
Okay.
All right. And then you came up where there should have been a stop sign, but there isn't because you were going the wrong way. And you blew right through that too. Okay. You didn't even stop and look in traffic. Okay. Any explanation?
honestly, I don't know my way around here. So.
I understand if you don't know directions, but you know what a do not enter sign looks like, right? There's two of them, one on each side of the road. You didn't see either one?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you. You didn't see either one? Okay. Okay. All right. You ever been arrested before for anything?
No.
Never before?
No.
No? Okay. All right. So I see here your insurance is good. All right. Do you have your registration card for the vehicle? Still live over in Homedale?
Yes.
Okay. What's that? I don't know what that is.
Because I'm not familiar with Homedale. So.
Oh, that's your New York permit. I guess, was the car registered in New York at one point?
Yeah.
Okay.
After noticing something unusual, the officer continued the conversation outside the vehicle. Her explanation doesn't fully ease the concern, and when another officer joins in, the tone shifts, with more pointed questions leading to further checks.
Hey, Danielle, is your car in park? I see your foot still on the brake.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to turn it off for me? I'm just going to have you step outside here and talk to me out here. It's a little bit safer, okay? All right. Just right behind your car on the sidewalk, okay? All right. So here's the thing, okay? I'm a little concerned because of the way that you were driving.
Yeah, I just don't know my way, honestly.
Which I'm completely sympathetic to, and I can understand that. But when there's two big signs the size of this, and they say "Do not enter," that's a universal sign.
I was
You know what
just
that means,
honestly
right?
focused on getting my son. That's what I was doing.
I get that, but you still got to follow the rules of the road, right?
I
Okay.
get it.
Luckily, the car
I
wasn't
get
coming
it.
at you. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I'm concerned that you might have drank a little too much this evening. Okay. So I'm going to run you through. I'm going to run you through some tests, okay? Because you did admit to
That's
drinking
fine.
tonight, correct?
Yeah.
All right. If it was just one drink, you shouldn't have any issues, okay?
Right.
All right. Just give me 1 second, because my sergeant here, he can do tests for the eyes. Okay. I'm not certified to do that yet, so I'm just going to have him run you through that real quick. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Thank you. You mind just running through H again? Sure. She admitted to having one glass about 30 minutes ago at Locali. She said she was coming from Locali. She was coming down Spring Street. All right. She went down the wrong way, the one way, went down the chute. All right, didn't even slow down, didn't stop. All right, didn't even occur to her.
Coming this way?
Yeah, coming from Red Bank. And then on top of that, when she passed my vehicle, because I was parked off to the side of the road, within 2 inches of my door, didn't even slow down.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So nobody else in the car?
No, just her. She's going to pick up her son in Tinton Falls.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. Where are you coming from tonight?
I'm coming from LaSalle.
LaSalle?
LaSalle. Is that, what is that?
Well, you said local, right?
Local.
Locale?
Okay.
You said first?
All right, so my name's Sergeant Lawrence with the Little Silver Police Department, just so you're aware my body camera's on and activated right now, okay? So you said you were coming from Locali?
Yes.
Okay. What town do you reside in?
I live in Homedale.
You live in Homedale?
Yeah.
Are you heading back to Homedale right now? Okay. So my understanding, you consumed some alcoholic beverages tonight?
I had one.
Okay, not a problem. And you're of age, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, if you don't mind, I'd like to just do a test of your eyes.
Okay.
To ensure that you're safe to operate a motor vehicle. And in doing so, if you are, we'll get you on your way and you'll be good to go. Okay?
Perfect.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Officers focused on gauging her condition, gradually pressing further and asking more questions to uncover the full extent of her state.
Okay. And like I said, these are some questions I do have to ask. Okay.
I get it.
Do you have any pre-existing medical conditions that, head injuries? No? Okay. All right. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do is, can you put your feet together, just like this? Arms down at your side? Okay. Do you see the tip of my pen?
Yes.
Okay. What I want you to do is follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? We'll hold off for a minute. Let me handle this. Okay. Do you see the tip of my pen, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do is follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and your eyes only. Do not move your head and follow with your eyes and your eyes only. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Just follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and your eyes only. Keep your head straight. Okay? Do you understand the instructions?
Yes.
With your eyes and your eyes only, okay? You keep turning your head, all right? There you go.
All right, so I'm going to run you through 2 more tests, okay?
Fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Your eyes are watering.
I know. My eyes always water
Okay.
because I have dry eyes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you're not upset, okay?
Fine.
All right, so I'm going to run you through 2 more tests, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
Okay. All right. Do you have any issues with your legs?
No.
Any medical conditions, any injuries, anything pre-existing that I need to know about? No? Okay. All right, this first test is going to test your balance, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
All right, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to stand on this white line. Okay. I want you to put your left foot on the line. You're going to put your right foot directly in front of your left foot with your heel to toe touching, just like that, and I want you to stay like that, okay?
Okay.
With your hands down by your side, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the test and I'm going to demonstrate it, and then I'll ask you to begin after I explain everything and demonstrate it, okay?
That's fine.
All right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take a series of 9 heel-to-toe steps, make a series of small turns, and take 9 heel-to-toe steps backwards along this white line, okay? It's going to look something like this. I'm only going to do 3 steps, but you're going to do 9, all right?
The officers guided her through a series of balance and coordination tests, carefully explaining each step while she struggled to follow the instructions, showing signs of instability.
Okay, so once again, put your left foot on that imaginary straight line, right foot directly in front, stay just like that, okay? What I want you to do, once again, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps, couple of series of small turns, and take 9 heel-to-toe steps backwards, okay? Nope, don't begin yet. Don't begin yet. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, okay?
Yes.
All right, so with your feet just like this, just like you are right now, keeping your hands down by your side, walk in an imaginary straight line in front of you, okay? It's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I'm only doing 3. You're going to do 9, okay? Once you get to that 9th step, take a series of small steps and walk 9 steps back along that line. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I did 3. You're going to do 9. The entire time that you're walking, count your steps out loud. Keep your hands down by your side. If at any point you lose your balance or step off that imaginary line, just step right back on and continue, okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Do you understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, you can begin.
9.
Okay. All right. I'm going to run you through one more test. All right. It's also going to test your balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, you don't have any injuries to your legs, your feet, anything like that, right?
No.
Okay. So what I want you to do for this test, all right, stand with your feet together, hands down by your side. All right. I'm going to explain the test once again, and I'll demonstrate it, and then I'll ask you to begin after I do both of those. Okay. All right. So for this test, you're going to choose either foot, right or left. It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose. You're going to take that foot. You're going to put it out in front of you. Nope, don't start yet. Once again, I'm going to explain the test, demonstrate it, and then I'll ask you to begin it, okay? All right, so either foot of your choosing, once again, left or right. I'm going to choose my left. You're going to lift it off the ground, approximately 6 inches off of the ground, pointing it outwards, just like this, with your foot parallel to the ground. All right, keeping your hands down by your side. Stare at your foot, and you're going to count out like this: 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, so on and so forth until I tell you to stop. Okay? Do you have any questions for me?
No.
All right. If at any point, nope, don't begin yet. If at any point you do drop your foot, just pick it right back up. Continue counting where you left off.
That's fine.
Okay? Any questions?
No.
You understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, you can begin.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009.
Make sure your foot is 6 inches off the ground, okay? And that you're staring at it.
11, 1012, 1013, 1014.
Make sure you're staring at your foot. Look down at your foot.
1016, 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020.
Nope, keep going until I tell you to stop. Yep.
1021, 1022, 1023, 1024,
Okay.
1025.
All right, you can stop.
After the tests, officers noticed troubling signs about her condition. Combining what they observed with the results of the checks, they concluded that action could no longer be delayed.
Yeah, okay. All right, Danielle, I want you to face away from me. Okay, put your hands behind your back, okay?
Why am I
Nope.
being arrested?
Put your hands behind your back, okay?
Why am I being
I'll explain to you in a second, okay? You're gonna be arrested for driving while under the influence. I believe you're intoxicated, okay? Nope. Nope. I believe you drank a little bit too much tonight.
Okay.
40.
What time did you take out? We will let you call somebody. Don't worry, okay?
40 headquarters.
That's not too tight, right?
No.
All right. I'm only going to have these on you for like 3 minutes, all right? Our headquarters is not that far away. All right, we just have to bring you back to our headquarters and do some paperwork, okay? And I'll let you make a phone call down there. That one's okay to you, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, anything in your pockets?
No, there isn't.
Nothing? Okay, I'm just going to check your jacket, okay?
1041 and 1 requested.
All right, and using the back of my hand, I'm just going to check the pocket right here, okay?
Yeah, it's a corner of Silver Cannon brand.
All right, walk back to my car right over here, okay? Right here, this door.
I know where it is.
Okay. All right, easiest thing is just slide in butt first. There you go. Okay. You want me to seatbelt you?
No, I don't.
You don't want a seatbelt?
No.
That's for your safety.
good.
Policy needed, so can you grab it? I'll reach across the he's gone.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Can I call my ex-husband?
We will let you make a phone call once we get to headquarters, okay?
So where's my purse?
We'll grab that. We'll grab your purse, your phone, your wallet. Is your wallet in your purse?
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that you want me to grab?
No.
No? Just your purse and your phone?
Yes.
That's it? Okay, all right, sit tight for me for 1 minute, okay?
Once the woman was secured in the patrol car, officers turned their attention to her vehicle, searching for any evidence to support their growing suspicions.
3-1 your medic. 3-1 your medic. 15 mile.
You know what Kuvi is? I've never heard of that brand. Should I just take a look it up in the car real fast?
Put on your finger.
I didn't initially get an odor.
Yeah.
Because she's got some food in here. It smells like truffle. It was like masking everything.
That's the wrong way you're saying?
She went down the one way, down the chute. Yes. And like didn't even stop.
Just straight.
Like probably 20 miles an hour.
Dump out on the branch?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, luckily there was not a single car.
So she was coming from locality, but heading the direction of locality?
So there's always called it locale or local.
Yeah.
That's what I assume is locality. I don't know if anything red like that you've seen like that.
No.
And she said her GPS sent her that way. That's where she was coming from, going to Tinton Falls.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. That's dirty water.
All good?
Yeah. Yeah, snacks in there. We're good. Thank you. I'll get her back and start. What's up?
You got everything you need?
Yeah, you got the vape on the hood, right?
Yeah, you can put that back in the car. It didn't look like anything.
You checked it?
I mean, so usually they have some sort of like leaf on it where it says caution, you know, it says zero nicotine, but I don't see anything else in there, you know, outside of that, so.
Officers escorted the woman to the station, carefully explaining the process while arranging for the next steps, all while keeping the situation tightly under control.
Hold on, your seatbelt in. Hold on for me 1 second. Thank you. Alright, we're just going to walk right to this door right here, okay? Go up the stairs to the right here. Make a left. And go all the way down this hallway. Hey, Sarge. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And you're going to make a left right here. Followed by a quick right into this room. All right. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm left.
Left-handed? Okay. All right, just stand up for me for 1 second. Thank you. Alright, I do have to leave one on, okay?
That's fine.
And since you're left-handed, I'll leave that one free.
It's fine.
Alright, go ahead and sit down on the bench for me. I'm just going to handcuff this right here. Alright, is this one too tight?
No, it's fine.
I'm going to loosen it a little bit now that we're in here. I trust you, right?
Where am I going? Really?
Nowhere. Like I said, you'll be out of here within an hour, okay? Alright, so as part of this process, we do have to have an adult, somebody that's 18 years or older and not intoxicated, come to pick you up, okay? Is there anyone that we can call that would be able to pick you up?
My friend Kim.
Your friend Kim?
Yeah.
Okay, separate from picking up your son?
Yeah.
You want your ex-husband to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know his phone number or should I get that from your phone?
No, I know it.
You do know it? Okay, hold on 1 second. No, you know what I'll do is I'll grab your cell phone real quick. I'll let you make the phone call from the cell phone so that way he knows it's you.
It's fine.
Is that okay? All right, give me 1 second, all right?
Officers conducted a routine search and security check, carefully inspecting her belongings and attire while ensuring nothing posed a risk.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I'm off with Centron. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to search you for a second,
fine.
okay?
Yep.
Are you cuffed to the chair?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Let me keep that off you and then I can do that, okay?
Yep.
Alright, so if you don't mind just taking off your jacket.
Nope.
I can have that. And then just take off your shoes for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an extra sock that you have in your shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. I can take it.
Sorry.
Alright.
Didn't even realize.
No worries. Okay. If you could just put your hands on the wall. Perfect. Is there anything that's going to poke me, stick me, stab me? Nothing like that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Is this your real hair or do you have extensions?
My real hair.
Do you have extensions on or is this
No.
all yours? Okay.
It's all mine.
Do you have a bra underneath your shirt?
I got like a bandeau.
A bandeau?
Yeah.
Okay. And then underneath your jeans it's just
underwear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna have to untuck this for a second, okay? This is the bandeau you're talking about? Strapless?
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Nothing in your pockets?
No.
Okay. Alright, you can take a seat. Just put that on just in case.
She was carefully informed of her rights, each warning hanging heavy in the room, and after a tense moment of consideration, she made a choice about whether to speak.
First thing I'm going to read you is your Miranda warning, okay? You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer any questions. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with an attorney at any time and have him present before and during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided if you so desire. A decision to waive these rights is not final, and you may withdraw your waiver whenever you wish, either before or during questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Bryson, you have it back. Yeah.
I'll be clear.
So I'm just going to have you sign right here. That's just acknowledging everything that I read to you and that you understand it, okay? All right, and then having these rights in mind, do you wish to waive and give up these rights and make a knowing and voluntary statement and answer any questions I might have?
I'll get an attorney.
Okay.
So what do you want me to do?
Basically what this is asking you is, with your rights in mind, do you want to answer questions if I ask them?
Yeah.
And if at any time...
Ask any questions you want.
If at any time you don't want to answer a question, you can feel free,
It's
okay?
fine.
Thank you.
Officers continued their checks and coordinated logistics quietly, while she complied with instructions, tension lingering over the next steps.
Okay. You just have to check your mouth, all right?
Go ahead.
So just open your mouth for me. Lift your tongue up. Okay. All right, we're good. All right. So... Beth?
Yeah.
Is that one of the people you called?
Yep.
Okay.
Beth, can you pick me up at the police station? DUI. They're getting me for the DUI. No. Is it Little Silver?
It is.
Yeah.
Does she know where it's located?
Do you know where it's located? Okay. All right. Goodbye.
She's willing to come down?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. You sure you don't want a bandage for your
No,
finger?
I'm fine.
I don't want your pants to keep getting dirty.
It's fine.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I had like 1.5
1.5 of what?
of chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
1.5 of both? Like both glasses were chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same.
Okay. All right. And around what time did you start drinking the what do you think?
I don't know.
Just rough estimate. 5 o'clock? Okay. I know these are just a lot of questions, but they make us ask all these, all right?
Yeah.
Officers pressed her with questions about earlier activity and her condition, confirming details about her health and routine, all while quietly gathering information to complete their report.
And what was the name of the establishment? Locale? Okay. Do you know what town that's in?
I guess it's Little Silver.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure.
And do you know what time you had your last drink?
Probably around 7.
Okay. Did you eat with dinner? Or with the drink, I should say?
I ate.
Okay. What'd you have, if you don't mind me asking?
I had chicken.
Was it like a pasta dish? Chicken parm? Was it?
It was just chicken.
Okay. All right. And you finished that around the same time you finished drinking?
Yes.
7 o'clock? Okay. All right, I'm just going to ask you a couple medical questions, okay? Are you sick at all right now?
Am I sick? What do you mean sick?
Are you sick at all? Do you have a cold, flu, any kind of fever? No? Okay. Are you currently under the care of a doctor?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have diabetes?
No.
Do you take insulin?
No.
Are you injured at all?
No.
The officer explained that any hesitation could have serious consequences, and Danielle's pause stretched the tension, leaving the outcome uncertain as the next steps loomed.
Place of birth?
Rochester, New York.
How long have you lived down here?
20 years.
20. You lived in New Jersey for 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I saw your car was registered in New York. I didn't know if you had just moved or not.
No.
No. All right.
My plates are New Jersey.
Yeah, they are now. But I see you have like an inspection sticker in the window for New York. You still have the registration card for New York.
Well, normally it's because I go through a broker to get my lease. So
Oh, okay.
That's why.
So you get it from New York and then they transfer everything here?
Exactly.
I got you. Okay. All right. So this is going to be pretty long-winded. I have to go through this entire piece of paper. All right. Let me read through the whole thing, and if you have questions or want me to clarify anything at the end, you can ask questions at the end, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So this is the New Jersey Attorney General Standard Statement for Motor Vehicle Operators. All right. NJSA 3940-50.2. All right. Number 1, you have been arrested for driving while intoxicated. NJSA 39:4-50. Number 2, the law requires you to submit samples of your breath for the purpose of testing to determine alcohol content. Number 3, a record of the taking of the breath samples, including the test results, will be made. Upon your request, a copy of that record will be made available to you. Number 4, after you have provided samples of your breath for testing, you have the right, at your own expense, to have a person or physician of your own selection take independent samples of your breath, blood, or urine for independent testing. Number 5, if you refuse to provide samples of your breath, you will be issued a separate summons for the refusal. A court may find you guilty of both refusal and driving while intoxicated. Number 6, if a court finds you guilty of the refusal, you will be subject to various penalties, including license revocation of up to 20 years, a fine of up to $2,000, installation of an ignition interlock, and referral to an intoxicated driver resource center. These penalties may be in addition to penalties imposed by the court for any other offense of which you are found guilty. Number 7, you have no legal right to have an attorney, physician, or anyone else present for the purpose of taking the breath samples. You have no legal right to refuse to give or delay giving samples of your breath. Number 8, any response from you that is ambiguous or conditional in any respect to my request that you provide breath samples will be treated as a refusal to submit the breath testing. Even if you agree to take the test but then do not follow my instructions, do not properly perform the test, or do not provide sufficient breath samples, I will charge you with refusal to submit to breath testing. Number 9, I repeat, the law requires you to submit samples of your breath for testing. Will you submit samples of your breath?
No, I'll get an attorney.
No? Okay.
The officer reminded Danielle that her license carried obligations, outlining the choices and consequences. After a tense back and forth, a decision was finally made, setting the next step into motion.
So your answer is not acceptable. Once again, the law requires that you submit samples of your breath for breath testing. If you do not answer, or you answer with anything other than yes, I will charge you with refusal. Now I'll ask you again, will you submit the breath testing?
I mean, I can get an attorney and fight it.
So, as I explained back in number 7, you have no legal right to have an attorney, physician, or anyone else present for the purpose of taking the breath samples.
So what does that mean?
So, when you apply for a driver's license and you sign the piece of paper and you get your driver's license, you're providing consent that if you're ever pulled over and arrested for driving while intoxicated, you have to submit samples of your breath. If you don't submit samples of your breath when you're requested to do so, which you're being requested right now, you're automatically charged with a refusal. So not only will you be charged with driving while intoxicated, you also have an additional charge for a refusal. Okay, as I explained.
What is my options? So what should I do?
Well, your options are either provide breath samples, which we can do over there, all right, or you refuse to provide breath samples, and then I'll finish all the paperwork and we'll get you out of here. It's totally up to you.
It's fine.
Do you want to provide breath samples?
That's fine.
Okay, so I'll ask you one more time, all right? The law requires that you submit samples of your breath for breath testing. If you do not answer or you answer with anything other than yes, I will charge you with refusal. Now I'll ask you again, will you submit the breath testing?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
The woman, Danielle Lembo, was charged with operating under the influence, DWI, reckless driving, careless driving, and refusal to submit to a breath test. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.